as the Juice Boys Show Festivus airing of Grievance Spectacular. And one of those things is a corncob pipe. These are like 5-year-old children, and one of them's like, you know what this guy needs? I'll loan him my pipe.
Some things I saw in that trailer was a snowman having shower sex with a woman. Yep. Ho, ho, ho. Gentlemen, how we doing? It's our Christmas episode.
Brothers.
Our annual Christmas episode, boys.
This is annual.
Our second annual. Yeah,
Amazing.
second annual Juice Boys Christmas show. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to all. Welcome to the Juice Boys Show. Three brothers-in-law so freaking stupid. We started our weekly sports podcast on our second holiday episode. Too stupid to stop after 72 episodes. Whenever you're listening, however you're listening, wherever you're listening, we thank you so much. Shows drop every Friday. Be sure to follow on Instagram, YouTube, Tickety Talk. All the fun pieces of sports content. Follow the Instagram page for our current thing going on, 12 Days of Sports Center commercials, which is also our second annual thing. Guys, we're getting old.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Right.
We really dug in.
Love the interaction on the social media.
We're growing.
Yeah, there's been a lot of it.
Yeah, close to 200 new followers in the last 2 weeks, guys. So we're doing some things. Join the Juice Junk community. I'm the third turd, Cody. Mwah. We got Juice Boy Joe, Mr. Pulp Professor.
How are you?
Pelletier. Guys, what are we drinking this holiday season? Merry Christmas. Me and Chris are in the same city now.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Just
We're
wanna
all
see
in
you
the
in
same
person.
state.
We're in the same state. I guess for those that don't know, I moved back to Colorado. I am in my
Damn
father-in-law's
time.
office.
It's a great
Love
office.
Kansas City, but we are back in Colorado with these two schmucks.
You
Some
look
more
so
things will
studious.
happen, more content together.
Right?
It's a good time. But what are we drinking, guys? Merry Christmas.
Now, that time of year, I get a tickle.
Oh,
I get a
boy.
tickle for some tickle.
Hey.
Yeah.
Sultry,
baby.
buddy.
I waited. I waited to pour it. I still got the fresh ice.
Oh, brother.
There we are, my friends.
It's a Dickle Christmas.
It's a Dickle Christmas.
We love a Dickle Christmas.
Cheers, my buddies, on another great Christmas with our friend George Dickel.
Georgie boy. Beer chaser?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Best beer in America.
It was at one point. and now I
again.
got to say, it's good. But back in the day, I thought it was the best.
Hell
ever.
of a
It's really good.
salesman.
Dogfish Head 60-minute IPA. I think they used to be outstanding until they sold, and now they're not the same. But they're still good,
Who they sell to the Chinese? What do we do?
of course.
Oh, really? Well, then,
I have no idea, but it's delicious. It's just not the greatest beer in America anymore. But it's still really good.
It is
Dogfish
beer.
Head 60-minute IPA. Thank you, boys.
Christopher, what are you drinking?
love
Merry
it.
Christmas, my friend.
Merry Christmas, boys. So my intern gifted me a bottle of Four Roses bourbon
nice.
today. She said that it's her favorite bourbon to make old fashions with. So I made myself another maple pecan old fashioned, but in keeping with my December theme,
Oh,
Yeah.
it is in the Christmas Vacation Moose Cup.
Yes. Yeah.
as it should be. As
Wally
it should
World, baby.
I love it, guys. We got a sports docket.
What are you drinking?
Oh shit, I'm drinking too.
Drink
I'm
something.
drinking
My
best,
God.
the best whiskey. Your father-in-law's whiskey.
It's usually pretty good.
Attaboy.
Yeah. What are you drinking? You
I think
usually
it's
got a
Makers.
good stash.
I think it's Makers
okay.
there.
Yeah.
Was it in the decanter?
It's not in the decanter.
Oh, okay.
Then
So-
what was
Well, then
the
how do you
bottle?
not know what
Yeah,
it
how do
is?
you
I
not
think
know
he
the
one
poured it.
thing.
I think he poured it and then he
Oh,
left.
okay.
Yeah.
Wait, you're drinking
think-
his, literally his whiskey. Like he poured it for himself, and you're like, "This is mine now."
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
It's the
And then
backwash
he
because
was
he
so
left.
angry he left.
Can I
What is it? What
continue?
is it? What do you drink? Why is it always this mystery with you? Well, and then do you have something with you right now? Are you going to have to leave again if you get called?
No,
Have you
because I'm not on
learned?
the wheel of degeneracy.
Oh,
this
you
week.
don't even know what the wheel of degeneracy has. You never know. That's what makes
It's a rotation.
That's what makes
Have you
us degenerates. All right, you never know.
Hey, you're not working tomorrow. You can.
I am working
You're
tomorrow.
ponying back up. Nah,
Oh
you
my
don't have
gosh.
a real job.
Oh yeah, quick story time, guys. All right, so we moved. I want to tell you guys. I fell through the attic twice.
What a
I
boy!
got really messed up.
Way to go!
Wait, not
man.
once.
Twice.
How does this
So-
happen? How
Okay,
does this
you
happen?
know-
Why didn't
when
you go
you're
put on
moving-
bigger shoes
Wait,
after
first
the
of all-
first time?
Are you okay?
Thanks for asking.
We don't give a.
I am. The whole right side of my body feels like a giant bruise. So here's what happened. You know when you're
Attaboy.
moving and then it gets down to the shit that you don't want to deal with, but you're not going to put it in the truck. You don't want to take it to the dump because you don't have time for that. So like, well, let me just kind of hide this, and then in 3 years they'll be like, oh, this was just here. So I was on that mission. We were wrapping up. So I'm trying to throw some stuff in the attic, deep in the attic. I got to get all the way up there so
Throw
my
it
father
deep up in
yeah,
there.
so my father can throw me some stuff. One little toe touches, and I go like Griswold style. My dick saves me. So I'm hanging
No,
one.
No. Dick doesn't save you in that situation. That's like the worst case scenario.
No, it hit
You're like that
my-
French pole vaulter.
Yes, that's what my dad said the same thing.
That's amazing.
So my arm or my leg is dangling. One is stuck up. So I got to
Third leg
do.
is hurting.
My third leg is hurting. Okay, so then I sit there. I get up and I sit there while my dad hands me more stuff. I didn't get it deep enough. So I'm like, shit. I got to get up and walk
This
the
should have
beams.
been. What are you talking about? This should have been. We need to stop right now. I just put a hole in a house that I just sold.
Correct, but I didn't because it wasn't
my
far
God.
enough that
How-
it looked like it had been there for 20 years. I didn't want it to be like, oh, did this motherfucker just throw some stuff up here? I was trying to like,
Yes, you did.
I was out thinking myself. I'm like, oh, it needs to be way back in the attic. So it's like, oh, it's been there
my
for.
God.
You were not out thinking yourself. You just got lazy or tired with the move. You're like, screw it. I'm throwing crap in the bag.
Exactly. Okay, so then I get up and I'm like, well, shit, I got to walk on the beam. I slip, and this one I come down. Like
Okay.
my dick tries to save me, but
It's-
I'm dangling
Your
even
dick
harder.
was tired at that point. It's like, buddy, like I'm not Superman.
I
I'm
got
not built for
drywall falling on my father. His glasses go flying.
What?
I am hurting. I got just
Did you
destroyed.
hit the ground?
No, I'm saying my dick saved me again.
Oh my God!
But
You
it
was
was-
dangling by dick.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
It
how does
was.
this
Oh, it was
happen?
rough. I had one leg up in the attic and then half my body out, like trying to fall to the ground.
Did anybody like catch you and bring you to the ground?
No, I had my phone though. I still had it. I didn't drop it. So
No, I
my
don't care
dad,
about your phone.
take
How
my
did you- what
phone,
did you
and then I was
do?
able to get up, and then I was able to just kind of fall on my feet.
Phone was your first priority. I would have been my dick. No, I'm just saying, but no, not my phone.
Oh my God,
So
man.
you.
So
So how did you get out?
just fell to the ground. I was able to get up where I could do like a little pull up and then just kind of gently land. But there's two giant gaping holes in that attic, boys.
God, I would have fallen so hard through the beams.
The first time and the
Still
second
be
time.
falling.
Chris Farley, taking out the entire garage.
Yeah, I could post a picture. Yeah, it was. I'm in pain.
That should be,
I'm bruised everywhere
that should
right
be
now.
our album art.
Oh my God!
holes
we
in
don't
the attic.
We don't have to wait for Moron Mountain. That story. This should be named after you.
Why?
What are
You guys would.
Why?
I don't know. When
You're
you
leaving your
fall,
old
you're
crap
in Moron Valley.
You're leaving your old crap in a house because you just don't want to deal with it, and then you
Yeah.
fall through the freaking ceiling. That's karma, bro. Take that shit to the dump. Like, do something else with it. Oh my God! And now there's a hole in there, so it's just like,
Two
bites
holes.
you-
There's two holes.
bites you in the ass and the dick. I mean,
Well, now I got to pay to replace the drywall. So I went up the ladder and I told my dad.
How did you learn?
I'm like, I am ashamed of what I'm about to do, and then I immediately paid for it, financially and physically, a little mentally. So, Merry Christmas to all.
What a
I thought I would tell
beautiful
those
story.
stories, but we're
So
back in
wholesome.
Colorado. Let's start a
Welcome
GoFundMe
home.
for the drywall, shall we, guys? We got a sports
no,
docket.
go fund me. You deserve to pay that.
Yeah, go fund yourself.
Yeah, go fund yourself.
So no one's on my side. I thought everyone would kind of
Hell
like.
no.
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 You guys don't do that. You haven't done that when
You're
you
in a
moved.
precarious
If
position
it's-
of
if
your
it-
own making.
See, yeah, I did that when I sold the house as is.
I
Not
sold the house as is too.
You didn't say that.
Oh, okay. So you're on my side now.
Yes, but you don't have to shove
No,
it in the back.
still not.
You just have to leave it in there. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So they deal with the dump. I was trying to at least help.
Help by shoving it
Help?
into the
Wait a minute.
20
Wait,
years.
no, like an elderly couple that bought this for you. You're like, I helped by making the
Help.
elderly people have to go and pull it back out of the dangerous attic.
No, they would never see it. Oh, I was in the attic one time in the time I lived in this house. So it
How
was
do
just
you know that other people don't utilize attics? I mean,
because it
come
was
on.
above the garage. The garage is detached. Oh, no one knows this stuff. Guys, let's move on. Merry Christmas, you Scrooges. We got a sports
you did
docket.
so-
Moron Mountain, squeezes of the week, our tot Christmas edition, CFP picks at the end. Guys, let's jump right into it. I want to talk about Marshall first. We are Marshall. We are actually not. 36 players
We
have opted
used
out.
to be Marshall.
Yes, there was a team named Marshall. 36 players have opted out. to go into the transfer portal. So therefore, they have opted out of their bowl game because they literally don't have the players to roster a team. How broken is college football? This was going to happen at some point. But what do we think? Is bowl season over? We just need to stop it.
I don't understand. I don't understand how this is possible. Like an entire team just ups and says F it. I mean, so what does that say about the Marshall program more than it says about the transfer portal? I mean, my God, an entire team.
They just beat Notre Dame a year ago.
And this is supposed to be, we are Marshall. Like this, the whole team, the herd, the united front coming together after they all died in a plane crash. I know that was in the 70s.
It was a couple of years ago.
But that's been like their mantra since. And there was a movie about it, almost recently.
Also a couple years ago.
Now, but it's just like
we're dating ourselves.
It's like 97.
How do you lose an entire team? How do you lose an entire team?
Do you blame the portal or do you blame the coaching staff or the athletic program, Chris? How would you who are you pinning the blame on?
Absolutely, the coaching staff. You couldn't get your roster to give a shit enough to field a bowl game. Like, you don't even have like up and comers that you're excited about. You're like, hey, yeah, the people up above you, like, you get the chance to step in on a big stage, get some quality playing time. You're like, no, we've got scraps left. The cupboards are empty. Nobody gives a shit. The herd is down to like a couple of stragglers.
I mean, I just don't understand. Like, this is so absurd. And so I will put this on Marshall, but then I will put the rest of everything else on the transfer portal and the NCAA. And this is just another reason get rid of the NCAA. This is absurd. So they say, oh, we'll give the kids money now. We'll give them opportunities to transfer, do these things. But then they set the transfer portal dedeadline in December. When the season is still happening,
makes sense. Like, these are still
all of these
universities.
Teams?
Like,
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Are you expecting kids to like be transferring in the middle of a semester and be like, oh, also you're still being held accountable
They're supposed to be student
like
athletes.
GPA standards?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like,
so that's the thing is like it has to be now. It's unfortunate that football gets fucked, but it has to be now.
But it's absurd with the rules that they put on it.
I mean, it's insane, but
with December, it's ridiculous.
It's a function of university scheduling. Like,
wait, why can't they just make it till after finals?
Yeah, do it in January when there's a gap in the year when your bowl games.
Yeah, that makes almost too much sense. Should we be the NCAA?
The amount of universities that are already enrolled and set up and running, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, come over here. Like,
you're talking about
we start class tomorrow. Pack up all your shit.
Talking about for normal kids. Yes, that would be an inconvenience for us. You're talking about if Shador was just like, you know what, I'm going to go play at Notre Dame. They'd be like, nah. That's going to be too much work for us to put this in late and change your schedule. Hell no. I mean, that's not going to be it. So don't say that's putting the college administration out. I mean, it's just
I'm just talking about the complete pain in the ass of like, okay, now the portal opens. You've got 14 seconds where you can go and start poaching people away and get in your offers and know who's going where and backfill positions that you're losing before class starts at noon. Like,
class doesn't matter. Class doesn't matter to these kids.
Does class matter anymore?
Not to these kids, but like still these are being orchestrated by universities. Like, provosts at universities are like, great, we've got a football program. I don't give a shit. Like, have the students enrolled by this date or don't.
I disagree. And let's say with this transfer portal deadline is absolutely absurd because these players and these teams that are in the college football playoff are being like really hurt by this. You guys see the Penn State shit? So like Penn State's backup quarterback, well, he's kind of a backup quarterback. They use him all the time. He had 9 touchdowns this year. All right. So Penn State's quarterback, Bo Pribula. All right. Pribula. He had to go into the transfer portal because he knows he's not going to start next year, and this is the only chance he has to do it, and that's absurd.
Get it, guys. Let's hit the NBA. I'm excited about this one. NBA ratings are plummeting.
I wonder why.
For the last 10 years, it's been a steady decline. The newest numbers came out; they are down 40%. I think ESPN itself is down 15 to 20%. Oh my God. I mean, it's so well deserved, in my mind. Just a shitty product. But what's the solution? Why? What do you put the most blame on? Give it to the fellas. We'll fix the problem right now. Clock in Juice Boys Consulting.
Adam Silver, you beautiful crypt keeping disaster. Like my
terrifying.
my favorite, like it just epitomizes his decision making process. The fact that they're like, okay, fellas, nobody gives a shit at all about the All-Star game. Like, we cannot pay people to give a shit about this. You know what would get people to actually tune into this game that no one's watching? What if we turned it into 4 different games that people don't give a shit about? What if we turned it into a mini little tournament of who gives a shit versus who gives a shit versus who gives a shit, and see who gives the least shit? Like, it's just a complete disaster. And they're like, yeah, but what if we did more of that?
Yeah.
Like, you're not listening to what your fans care about. You're not actually taking any time to develop something that people want to tune into. And so it's like you just keep doubling down more and more and more to get more exposure on TV, and just hope that, like, you know, shotgun effect, like somebody's going to be asleep on the TV and the All-Star game is going to come on, and that technically counts as a viewer. Like, it's just a disaster. And Adam Silver, at the end of the day, the buck stops with you.
Like, the guy is trying different things, but they're just stupid. You know, and it's just
They just
like,
don't
they are.
care, Joe. They just do not. The players
you know,
don't
and the
care.
players don't care. And how do you create buy-in? How do you get these guys to, like, want to be considered the best? Like, Jordan did a dunk contest. No one gives a shit
Kobe did,
about the All-Star game. The dunk contest and the three-point contest used to be the shit. We talked about that with Larry Bird, like, winning it with his warm-up, like, jacket still on and just holding his arm. That's an all-time classic moment of NBA history, and that was a three-point contest. You know, and it's just like, and then Dominique and Michael Jordan just going off together on that was just ridiculous. Seeing him doing the from the free throw line dunk. These are the best players in the NBA at the time. You're going to have to prove themselves. I think that the NBA Cup was that idea, trying to get some buy-in to have the players try to prove themselves. But after last year and after the debacle it was with the Lakers winning, and them popping champagne and putting up a banner, I think that was it. I think that was to the league. They're just like, holy shit, we don't care about this, because, like, the Lakers were terrible.
And it might have maybe held you if the Lakers went on to make a deep run in the playoffs, but if they didn't, so therefore it's like, oh, this really anyone could win this
so
cup.
bad.
The Bucks won. We'll see what happens. You know, the Bucks are a good team, arguably a good team. You know, I mean, I guess maybe. I mean, but so we'll see what happens with that. But they're until they get buy-in from the players. And why would they buy in? As we brought up last week, when they're getting $60 million a year to play basketball,
to play
so, Cody,
50 to 60 games.
I was listening back last week to my ridiculous, like, just went ape shit take, and while I still agree with everything that I said, I also completely agree with what you said with
what a shocker.
The NBA is a massive problem in this.
It's a liability,
and these players, like, their contracts are so ridiculous that they just don't play, and they have to now put in that you have to meet these certain playing points to get all league considerations. You have to meet all these certain things just to be considered for legitimate stats and for contract extensions. How did it get to that point where you have to motivate every freaking thing they do with just billions almost at this point of money?
Yeah,
you know, it's
I got some thoughts too, I guess. Please. So the cup. Okay, you get paid $60 million, right? To already half give a shit. So let's introduce a cup for more money to show them that you really give a shit. Because $60 million for 82 nights of work is not enough. So let's give you some more money so you really try. Also, the league really fucked up by saying, yeah, our season doesn't really start till Christmas. Well, look, you had that for 50 years. The NFL just came in and said, we're going to take Christmas now. So you don't have that anymore. What are you going to do when KD, LeBron, and Steph retire? You really don't have that next. Joker's the best player in the world, but he's not a face of the league. He doesn't want to be a face of the league.
He's no interest.
Anthony Edwards had that going, and he's on a 500 team, subpar. The 3-point shooting, oh my gosh. People are shooting threes that should not be shooting threes. It's not fun. It used to be a style of play by particular teams, and they would live and die by it. Now, it's just a strikeout home run conversation of baseball.
It's
also,
exactly the same thing.
The 2-minute warning review. The last 2 minutes of a basketball game in the NBA takes 30 to 45 minutes. What are we doing? There's no flow. There's no competition. It's just, and then the last piece is, you don't know who the fuck's playing. Why am I going to go drop $300 to bring my family to a game when I'm not sure who's going to show up? Who's going to play? Is Embiid playing tonight?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's playing tonight. Is Giannis going to play? Who's hurt?
There's
no consent. Why would I invest that money into the league? If the players don't care, the fans don't care. And it's very frustrating to watch. And they have just, for the last 10 years, run this shit into the ground. I kind of blame LeBron in the deeply rooted piece because he's trying to get more days off, more days after the All-Star break. He was friends with everyone. He got the super team stuff. Everyone's best friends now. Yeah, season's too long. Just, it's very frustrating as an NBA fan.
It's very frustrating. Okay, we could save this by changing the schedule immediately. You say you can't do Christmas. Okay, we can't do Christmas. I mean,
how about Hanukkah?
Why not do a New Year's Eve kickoff every single season? Have the finals end in September. You have another sport over the summer that can do something besides the dog days of baseball, where even baseball fans are like, "Oh Jesus, is this?"
Sit in the rock pile for $4 and come out just completely bright red.
Have the season start. I still love the Christmas kickoff, and NFL can go fuck themselves on that. Sorry, I've been trying to watch my language.
They can, but they're going to get the ratings.
But I'm saying, I know, but man, that's when it should start. It should start late December or January 1st, and then go until September, and then that would bring in ratings, because there's nothing else to watch besides golf and baseball, which I both love, but not everybody else does. So
we should keep this discussion going. We got to fix. There's even I think there's at the point no ideas are bad ideas for the NBA. They need to go for the big swing 4-point line. Who knows? Do we need to raise to 12
Jesus, that's so bad. No, that's going to ruin it even more. You're talking about
they're at the point they are hemorrhaging. They're hemorrhaging eyeballs.
They need to stop paying them so much. That's what's going to fix it.
There's no putting that genie back in the box.
Yeah, that's not.
Sorry to break it to you, Joe.
There's no incentive to do anything if you're guaranteed contract, dude.
All right, guys, let's hit the NFL real quick. Mahomes gets hurt. High ankle sprain officially. He's been fully practiced. Should he shut it down? Should he play? Kirk Cousins got benched for who, Joe?
Michael Penis.
Michael Penis Jr.
He's a junior. The junior penis. I love it.
Penis. He's got a
Detroit
for the dickle.
Injured. But they are hurt right. What did you say? A tickle of the...
He's got a tickle with a dickle.
I love a good tickle. Jameis Winston benched, obviously, after the 14th pick.
But what about Kirk Cousins?
Oh my God.
Kirk Cousins also benched. Detroit's hurt, guys. A lot of NFL stories. Take your pick before we hit some Christmas fun. What do you think?
Oh, boys, I'm disappointed in seeing my boy Jameis gone. That's like, it's just, come on.
We rode him as long as we could.
It's like, are you serious, Browns? Are you really trying to think that Dorian Thompson-Robinson is going to do anything for your team? Jimmy Haslam, you at least need to make money to pay this god-awful guaranteed contract to Deshaun Watson. Who's going to bring in fans? Who's going to bring in money? My boy Jameis. And it's just like, come on. Like, every time he's out there, at least you have way more of a shot than Dorian Thompson-Robinson or Deshaun Watson. I mean, it's just like, I'm bummed. I think just once again, the Browns are just being idiots. They're not going to win anyway. Just have fun with it. It's stupid.
I love it, Joe. I also love Kirk Cousins. Like, man, what an all-time fleece job to have one solidly above average season with the Commanders and turn that into hundreds of millions of dollars, 2 different contracts with 2 different teams.
With a trademark. He got his trademark out of it.
Yeah, without ever earning a bit of that money. Like, you think of what the Vikings did with Joshua Dobbs. You look at what the Vikings are doing with Sam Darnold now. Like, if anything, Kirk Cousins held them back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Falcons are like, that's what we're looking for.
A 38-year-old with a popped Achilles who needs $80 million. That's right, right?
God. Just insanity. And they're like, all right, well, we know that we made the most boneheaded signing of the offseason. Let's double down and also draft Michael Penis above where he's actually slotted to be. And, just take a walk on the wild side of your boys.
Man, I guess that pick blew my mind when it happened, but
It was insane.
But we'll see. We'll see how he plays. We'll see if they actually throw the ball to Kyle Pitts.
He's
He has like 32 already.
Kyle Pitts is looking like one of the biggest busts like ever at this point. It's just like what is happening with Kyle Pitts? Are you good? I don't know. No. Now, Cody, I'm not going to gloss over this. Patrick Mahomes, like what? They're 13. They're 13-1. What do you do with him?
You have 3 games left. You have the Steelers, the Broncos, and the Texans. You can lose 1 game, give a 2-game lead on the Bills. So do you bench him this week? Give Carson Wentz? Can he maybe squeeze it down for Houston? But they're also a playoff team. All 3 of the teams are playoff teams.
But they got a game on Saturday, then they got a game on Wednesday. Right. Like I mean, like oh my God, like that's an unbelievable turnover.
I think you got to play the long game, right? You got to start Carson Wentz once. He's maybe the top 5 backup theoretically, based on his experience. Like can you trust him to go get 1 dub with Pacheco and Hunt and Kelsey being a safety blanket?
Where's Chad Henne? Where's Chad Henne?
Oh,
just bring him back. Yeah, just come on. You know this offense.
I just don't know if you can risk it with Mahomes, a $500 million man. For
something I want to say to you, Cody, that I think that I can't believe I'm saying this as a point to prove this is going to work, but there are 4 teams this season that have not scored over 30 points in a game.
Wow, I didn't know that.
My Patriots 3-11, the Raiders 2-12, the Giants 2-12, and the Kansas City Chiefs who are 13-1.
That's just good.
I mean, they've not scored 30 points yet. They've not scored 30 points yet. So if there's ever a time that Mahomes should sit out and get healthy, I guess this is the team to do it. Now, I would love to see him go out there and get hurt even more, but no.
Oh, are you?
No, I wouldn't.
Injury?
No, I wouldn't.
You stopped yourself.
Nice. You know why? Because the Broncos are going to beat them, and I don't want them to beat Carson Wentz Chiefs. That's bullshit. We need to beat Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Hopkins and Andy Reid, and what needs to happen.
Big Red.
Oh, was Andy Reid potentially going to get benched?
No, but I'm just saying it's going to happen.
If you can get a win against the Texans, you could theoretically think about a second week because you have a 1-game advantage over the Bills, and they're not going to lose. They have
Josh Allen's humming.
Yeah, are they too hot? Dude. Are the Bills too hot? Are they?
How is that
peaking?
possible?
Are they peaking too early?
No, there's no. Well, we don't know.
We don't know that that's the peak.
Have they peaked? They are steamrolling right now. Like
Josh, that's happening.
Josh Allen this season against the Chiefs and the Lions. Josh Allen is 2-0. The rest of the league is 1-25. All right, and so it's
that's
just
great.
like,
Lamar has 2 MVPs and done nothing. This doesn't necessarily mean.
I'm talking about Josh Allen. I'm talking about the Bills. Like he's
totally different guy.
This last month,
follow along.
This last month, he is literally averaging 4 touchdowns a game, 2 passing and 2 rushing. This dude is a tank. He scored 6 total touchdowns, 3 rushing, 3 passing. That's the first time this happened since 1954 with Otto Graham.
Can't wait to see if he does in the playoffs.
Like this is unbelievable. So you have to be worried about them. They're cruising.
Oh, I'm worried. Yes.
They're cruising right now.
But they were supposed to win last year, and Mahomes did it on the road, and then blah, blah, blah. All right, guys, let's get
They got rid of Stephon Diggs. They're better.
Oh, I mean, that is looking to be very true. All right.
They did. Yeah. That has happened twice now for teams.
Music break. Jingle bells. Jingle bells. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Juice Boy Show, episode 72. Merry Christmas to all. To all morons out there.
Yeah, buddy.
We are.
To all the good buddy.
Yep. Chris, special segment. We do it once a year, my friend.
Yeah.
Introduce it for us.
Boys, so with this being our Christmas themed episode, it's not good enough that we just do a regular Moron Mountain, a regular Squeezies.
Got 51 other
Today-
weeks for that. Yep.
Today, we're going to go ahead and have ourselves a little round table in what can only be deemed as the Juice Boys Show Festivus airing of Grievance Spectacular. Let's go, boys.
Oh, and this all stemmed from Joey trashing Donner, the father of Rudolph last year. He went on about a 3-minute rant.
It was
I think it was our
moment.
I think it was our first clip ever of this show was Joey ranting on Donner and Santa for treating Rudolph like garbage. Thus, a lot of this was born. So,
That's right.
Chris,
Joey, you want
to start us off?
All right. I got 2 grievances. I got 2 grievances this year, and it both comes down to bizarre obsessions with things that I just do not understand.
Okay.
For the first one is I just don't understand how anyone can sit down and enjoy a story of a small town girl moving to the big city and getting a big time job, making success for herself on her own, but then going back home for Christmas
To the farm.
and to the farm, maybe picking a pumpkin, maybe apples. I mean, I don't know what time of season that could
Are
be.
you
Oh, it's
describing
Christmas.
a certain type of movie?
I am. And then falling in love back with them and leaving that and coming back. And I want to know, how is this
Sounds too perfect.
something people watch and think, oh man, that turns me on?
I was wondering if you two were coming to the Green Pine Grove Town Square Christmas Eve Festival of Lights Christmas Tree Decorating Contest Finalist Gala tonight.
All right. So all it would take for me back in my single days, which has been a long time, is to go up to people and say, hey girls, I was wondering if you two were coming to the Green Pine Grove Town Square Christmas Eve Festival of Lights Christmas Tree Decorating Contest finalist gala tonight. I couldn't even say it with a full breath. All right. Who is watching Hallmark movies? Who is
Old
watching
people.
movies?
It's old people.
This is
The secret is old people.
Now, I don't want to be too
Someone's got to be watching them.
I don't want to be too mean because the response is, how do you watch sports? It's because it's not the same thing every single time. It's like you don't know what's going to happen. It's fun. It's different. It's like, what is it? Like, what is it about Hallmark movies? I don't understand.
It's a perfect world that people want to imagine
you
themselves
you gotta
in.
understand that gal, she's not living a fulfilling life chasing the big city dream. She needs to return to a simpler life.
Yes.
A simpler time back in her hometown where she can make Harrison Butker proud by staying in the kitchen, by being a traditional housewife. These movies are produced for the Harrison Butkers of the world. And old
Juice
people.
junkies, if you
And
just
old
got
people.
offended, I apologize. Tell me why you like them. I mean, maybe I will. I never watched one. I don't know, but I just see the sound bites and the clips, and I'm just like, oh my.
They're bad.
They're
bad.
not good.
They're bad.
But they make a lot of
terrible.
them. They rinse and repeat. They got to rinse and repeat.
I've got several.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'll make it brief. First and foremost, just our traditional Moron Mountain. Jonathan Taylor, what the hell are you doing, man? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Hold the
No,
ball.
it's insane.
You are beating a Broncos team that is red hot at home.
I was
And
there.
you have every bit of momentum, and anybody who is watching that game is going, oh my God, how is this even close? The Colts are outplaying the Broncos in every possible way. And all of a sudden, you get a little glimmer of hope. You've got the defense on their heels. You rip off a 46-yard untouched touchdown run,
Oh, dude.
and you drop the ball?
Oh,
Dude, you were paid to do one thing above all else. Hang on to the ball. That's
You're
it.
a running back.
Whatever you're doing,
You're supposed to be a top 5 running
hang on
back
to the ball.
also.
You are supposed to be one of the best running backs in the league. My God, we had to bring Moron Mountain into Festivus just to honor how stupid that was.
Lordy.
Up
Oh, my
next,
Lord.
let's talk about Frosty the Snowman, boys.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we watched Frosty the Snowman the day after Thanksgiving at McCoy's house. And Joey, it occurred to me a thought that I had never noticed before is these school children directly leave their classroom and go roll up a snowman and just decorate him with what they have.
Yeah, one of the lyrics. Huh?
Yeah.
And one of those things is a corncob pipe. These are like 5-year-old children, and one of them's like, you know what this guy needs? I'll loan him my pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Been too stressful
it's
a day.
good cause.
You know what I happen to have in my back
Day off
pocket?
from the coal mine. I don't think I'm going to need this pipe. Let's give this to this magically alive snowman. I've got plenty of pipes.
Also, no one
Why
asked
do
a
they have
single
coal?
question. Yeah, no one asked a single
Why do
question.
they have coal in their pockets too? I mean, it's just like, what is happening to these poor children?
That's
it's
a good point.
I understand the hat and the scarf, but why do they have coal? It's just, they just need to, at any point, if you get cold, there's a piece of coal that you can light on fire.
Rub,
All right, and
rub,
so,
find
yeah.
a friend who also has a piece of coal, rub them together a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And then smoke your pipe to stay warm.
Yeah, use it to light your pipe.
That's a good.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Okay. And another thought that occurred to me that may ruin a beloved movie. Fellas, have you watched the new Grinch?
Yes.
Yeah.
So in the new Grinch, Cindy Lou Who's entire storyline, her entire motivation is my mom needs help. My mom needs support.
Yeah.
And then in the final scene, who steps in and starts helping?
Grinch.
The Grinch.
Yes.
She needs somebody around to help her out. And she looks up and the Grinch gives her a knowing look. And that look says, I'm your stepdaddy now.
Yes. It's very obvious.
It is implied that the Grinch and
What's up,
Cindy Lou Who's
Leo?
mom are hooking up. That is his Christmas gift that he gets. He's giving her the old candy cane.
It's not going to
And
work.
give her the old
Down-
candy
There's nothing down there. He doesn't
looks
wear
up at
pants.
him.
We know there's nothing down
He
there.
does
It's not
wear
gonna
pants
work.
in that one. He wears pants in that one. They show
you're
him
saying-
putting on pants.
Grinch has got a dick, and then
He's got a
said-
dick. It's not injured from falling through any attics that we know of. It's up and running.
He's not
and
hanging
Cindy
from
Lou
it.
Who realizes to her horror and looks at him with a smile, but behind her eyes is terror. I just invited this curse into my world. He is about to run this household like he has run his home for the last how many years?
True.
See how he treats his dog. Now you're his stepkid?
Oh,
You just
Merry
invited
Christmas.
this in.
Well, he
you
did
have
love
been
Max. He
you
loves
have
Max.
been haranguing the audience about how desperately you want this for 90 minutes. The new Grinch movie is a horror movie.
I love that.
wow.
movie. I thought it was excellent.
And my squeeze, guys, I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. How do you interpret this? Who is mommy kissing?
Mommy is kissing the Grinch dressed up as Santa Claus, who is coming back for round 2 of stealing shit.
Whoa.
Now, when I was a kid,
Yeah.
I was really upset.
Okay.
Like I was like, they are literally thinking that like they're praising mom for adultery.
Yes.
And I was like, come on, no, like your dad's a good dude. It's just like if
Yeah.
I went down and I saw my mom like kissing Santa,
Okay. So the
first, like I would be like, whoa, it's like Santa's real, and the other one would be like, get off of my mom.
yes.
It's like,
What's up,
Okay.
dude? Like, is this why I'm getting the free
Yeah.
toys? Like,
There's
are you
a-
buying my silence?
There's 90% of the population, Joe, that thinks mommy is kissing the dad who is dressed as Santa Claus, and I'm saying that is
I mean,
bullshit.
that's definitely
No.
that's what they're
That's
aiming for.
No,
No.
that's exactly what it is, Cody.
No.
But when I was a child,
Guys,
I did
stop.
not think that.
No.
But that is what it is.
Mommy is a hoe. Santa is an adulterer cheating on Mrs.
What
Claus.
about Mrs. Claus? What about Dad?
Yeah. Dad is out drinking. Dad's not giving mommy what she wants. So then they're,
Yeah.
come on, daddy needs to get some.
Was this during Prohibition? When was this written? Is that what makes sense?
Yeah. Santa's been
Sounds
dating
very
the old
Prohibition
hag for
era.
thousands
Yeah.
of years. Santa needs to get a little bit. Mommy needs to get a little bit. Daddy's out drinking, working on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. Come on.
And men
Mommy-
were not good back in this time. Like,
No.
baby, it's cold outside. No, don't leave. Just don't go outside. So it's just like, at that time it was a little,
Yeah.
it's a little different.
Yeah. So I'm
So-
saying one is mommy and Santa are kissing. It's not daddy dressed as Santa. I think.
Okay,
everyone
but can
thinks
we
that's wrong.
appreciate another song from that era? I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas.
Yeah.
Absolute banger. There's only one edition of it. Nobody out there like
No,
you
that's
crushed it
true.
the first time around.
No cover.
Where's Mariah Carey?
Utter nonsense.
Also, who wants a hippo for Christmas? Why the hell would you want a hippo?
No,
That kid does.
Hippos are dangerous.
Pablo Escobar
Extremely.
did. Then he left them all and left them all.
Hippos
over in Colombia.
Aren't hippos the most dangerous animal? Like,
Yes, they sure are.
They will
So-
destroy you.
It will eat the
why
shit
would
out
you
of
want a hippo in your living room?
Well, I feel like that kid was probably misinformed of like the safety of things.
Who's this dumb kid? Who told the kid? Like,
I mean, but they could all just be a psycho. When I was in college, a dude
Yeah,
had
they
a
want the
crocodile,
hippo
had
to
an
punish
alligator
people.
in his basement, and I didn't believe him. He's like, "You want to go see it?" And I was like, "Why the hell do you have an alligator in your basement?" People who I went to college with, you know that's true. You're listening right now. I know you are, and that was bizarre. You know who like, and then. Thankfully, the CSU people found out about it. They took it to the CSU vet spot and then ended up in the zoo. But he had an alligator in his basement.
I think that
So,
child
I
is
mean,
dumb.
Yeah, so that child, I mean, 19 years old, you're still, I guess, kind of a child. That guy was dumb. This kid was probably the same. Wants a hippo, not thinking of the consequences. They're cute when they're mooding. All right, they're cute. But then
That house is getting destroyed. The parents
get
are going to
bigger-
lose a home.
when they get bigger, they're biting you in half. Like my geometry.
Maybe the
teacher's
implication
best friend.
is the kid wants a pygmy hippo. She just doesn't know it.
Yeah.
I want a mooding for Christmas.
That's it. That's the one. That's the new it.
That's it, Mariah
crushed
Carey.
it.
If you're listening, that's your new banger.
If people want to submit their squeeze of the week, Moron Mountains, or their favorite Christmas Festivus that they need, if they need to air some grievances on the holidays, how do they do that?
Listeners, friends, juice junkies, you can submit your most outlandish sports take on Moron Mountain by emailing us at juiceboyshow@gmail.com or send us a DM on Instagram at juiceboyshow. My dude, Owen Cashman, I'm talking to you, man. It was great talking to you last week, and send it in. You know what I'm talking about. Send in your squeeze. It was great. And if it has the pulp, then we'll read it on the show. Kriasa! Who's sponsoring today's show?
Fellas, today's episode of the Juice Boys Show is brought to you by what can only be described as the most atrocious, the most offensive, the worst Christmas song of all time. We featured it last year on our Christmas episode, and the good person, Tiny Tim, decided that we needed to bring it back. This is Tiny Tim with Santa Claus Has Got the AIDS this year.
Oh,
Oh, this is Santa Claus saying I won't be around this year. I'm a bit sick. Santa Claus has got the AIDS this year. And he won't be round to spread his Christmas cheer.
Oh, poor Santa.
The reindeer all look blue. They know what he's going through. Santa Claus has got the AIDS this year.
What's he going through?
why only this
He
year?
it's his
won't
stuff,
be
man.
yelling out, ho, 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 ho. But he'll be screaming out, no, 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 no. He's lying sick in bed. Call the doctor there instead.
Oh, no.
Santa Claus has got the AIDS this year.
And it went on for 2 more minutes.
That's a 3-minute
That's a
song.
3-minute long song.
That is 2 more minutes of what I can only imagine is the most brilliant lyrics ever written
Oh, my gosh.
in all of human history.
Wow. What a great sponsor. I'm glad they came back this year. Thanks,
Absolutely.
No, Tiny Tim is dead, so I don't know.
Oh.
Thanks
So
the
thank
the
you
estate
for
of
his-
Tiny Tim.
the Tiny
his
Tim estate,
Thank
as
you.
big as it is. Thanks for
Next of kin. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, guys, our big Christmas big topic of the day. Last year we went worst Christmas songs we could find, and it was a
That
doozy.
was it.
And that was
it.
won the one. This year we're switching up worst Christmas movies of all time that you could find for whatever reason. The boys all were digging into trying to find something good. I can't wait to hear about it. Joey, you're gonna get to start us off, my friend.
Oh, normally I'd say I would defer, but I got to take this one before anybody else does. All
Okay.
right. So I'm gonna read you the premise, and then we're gonna watch the trailer, baby.
Oh no.
Because
Oh, buddy.
1989, the best time for the worst movies ever made. The movie called Elves. Elves, dude. All right, Elves. A woman finds she is part of a Nazi breeding experiment with elves to create supermen.
Oh,
she
no.
and friends are trapped in a store with an elf. Only a
a store.
renegade.
Just a
Only
store.
a renegade Santa Claus can save them. This is a real movie. This came out in theaters.
Oh, pour it on me.
An innocent romp in the woods turns into a hellish nightmare when an evil force is accidentally awakened. The gruesome holiday shocker. Elves. They're not working for Santa anymore.
I had a rough day at work. Santa got murdered.
First you're Santa, then you die.
Santa must expose this unholy force before the elves destroy Christmas.
Bars are exploding for no reason.
I love it.
Jesus Christ.
Elves. They're not working for Santa anymore.
Elves, dude.
They're not
Elves.
working for
Spectacular.
Santa.
Isn't that what, had a bad day at work today? Santa got murdered. It's just like,
First you're Santa, then you're dead.
first you're Santa, then you're dead. And then it's just the woman's just in the bathtub, just getting tossed a toaster by an elf. So apparently the whole point is they're Nazis. The elves are Nazis,
Nazi elves,
and they're
classic.
going around and trying to impregnate white women, okay, to create a elf Nazi super mini person race. That is literally the point of elves. And then they did not show it in the trailer. I guess they kind of did, but they didn't explain it. Santa comes in and saves the day. He's the one who went, Jesus Christ.
Chris, can you beat elves? That's gonna be tough.
Have you ever heard of the movie Jack Frost?
Yes, I have. Actually.
Yeah, with
What's his
wasn't that
face?
Michael Keaton?
Yes, it was Michael.
Yeah, yeah.
Who was
So
a dead
let's talk
father?
about Jack Frost from 1997.
One cold night, science and evil collide. Now, a serial killer is on the loose.
We hadn't even tested the acid on an amoeba, let alone a human cell. This is a disaster.
Jack Frost.
That woman is frozen in the bathtub.
Hell has just frozen over.
Jack is banging a girl in the bathtub.
So, fellas, in
What
19
the hell did I just see?
someone had the brilliant idea to make Jack Frost, a movie in which a serial killer is en route to his execution, but his transport crashes on the way there and he becomes snow.
He's become snow.
He just
Okay.
becomes snow because it crashes into some sort of lab van. He gets turned into snow and continues on his murderous rampage.
Some things I saw in that trailer was a snowman having shower sex with a woman.
Yep.
Did you see that? But also a woman had men's tighty whiteys on. Did you see
Also
that?
true.
Yeah.
Like,
And then a woman got
Twi-
frozen in the bathtub, unlike my last one, when she got electrocuted in the bathtub. So
Yeah.
bathtubs are a common theme in these.
Yeah.
worst
Yeah, a lot
Christmas
going on
movies.
with.
Wow.
It's a brilliant movie.
Brilliant. So not the Michael Keaton. I thought you were going to bring that up because how come every time a dude needs to be a good dad, they have to die and be reincarnated into something else?
That's
you know, so it's just like
I don't know.
every single one of
We
those.
might have
movies is
more to
like,
talk about that later.
Oh,
Gee. All right, guys. I'm gonna piss some people off first.
Okay.
Jim Carrey's Grinch is the worst Christmas movie
I
The
maybe
worst?
of all time. The worst.
I
I would watch any of
And
the
they
ones
just
you
showed you
talked
one
about.
where a guy becomes snow, and you're like, "This is worse."
That one I would watch over Jim Carrey's Grinch. It smells.
I'll call you on that.
It's just it's not good.
That's the whole
the
thing?
movie. The
I
movie
disagree.
smells. I mean, like,
It just
like
smells.
it just smells. Like when you watch it, there's an odor. Okay, like and that's all I got to say. When you
Okay.
watch it, there is an odor. Okay, so
fair
it's,
enough.
it's
I think I agree. When you say it, it makes sense to me in my mind. That's what I think.
it smells.
It does. Yeah, I get where you're coming
The
from.
Like
movie
I don't fully understand it, but yet I understand everything
You
you
do.
said.
You watch it, and it's like it smells.
Yeah, something smells.
Something's it's
Something
a
smells.
foul odor.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
seeping from it. Jim Carrey pulls it to the only piece of respect is Jim Carrey acting his ass off.
It does smell.
It smells. It's there's 50 bajillion pounds of makeup on everyone.
And
It's
like, where
dark.
did the whole
It's eerie.
where did the storyline come from? You read the book, that wasn't it.
No,
You know, like all these things, like when he was a kid and he was like cutting his face, and I felt so
Yeah.
bad for him. And I was like, what the hell was that?
No.
Like in that weird like hot who wasn't hot, but it was like, what is this? Why does she look different? Like, where did all that come from? And it smelled. And like, it's just, I don't.
Terrible. And all of our wives love it, and I hate it. It's the worst hour and a half of my life every single year.
See, I think that's why I like the animated one so much more, because I don't have to watch the stinky one, and then I could say I watched the Grinch.
I'm not going to watch two Grinches.
I'm not going to watch the stinky one.
Yeah, it's a bad movie.
It's bad.
Yeah,
it's
Joey.
Bad. I don't
can you beat
understand.
the Grinch?
I mean, like personally, I don't know, because like that is my like most hated movie,
I hate it so much,
like, ever. All right, guys. So the 60s were a really weird time in America. All right, like they were a really weird time, and like in producing some of the weirdest shit we've ever seen. I mean, you go back and watch any of those claymations, Burgermeister Burger. I mean, like what are we watching? You know, like the Heat Miser. I mean, it's like this is crazy, you know. But nothing was more crazy than an actual movie that came out, 1964. I guess they were really worried at this time that we were going to be conquered by other planets, and they were worried about Martians. And I think this was also a play on their society. They said that the children of Mars were too obsessed with American TV. This was literally the point of the movie, and they were too sucked into the technology of America, and they weren't playing with the toys. And the Mars toy makers were upset, so they go to America. You know, I guess Santa's everywhere, but they go to America and they steal Santa, and then they also steal two American boys. Apparently, stealing Santa's okay, but stealing the two American boys makes the Mars Emperor very, very angry.
As it should.
And then Santa had to shoot his way out and save all of the children of both America and Mars. And my favorite part of this is just the first second intro.
Santa Claus conquers the Martians. Santa sets up a fantastic automatic toy factory on Mars. The Martian leader battles the wicked Voldar in a desperate effort to save Santa, the wise man of Mars. The Battle of the Toys, when Martian kids and Earth kids join Santa to battle the bad guys of Mars. For real space-age fun, you'll be out of this world when Santa Claus conquers the Martians.
Santa Claus conquers the Martians, 1964. Apparently that was a box office hit.
Fellas, have you ever heard of Jack Frost?
Wait, you just said this. The Michael Keaton movie?
So fellas,
where he's a bad dad and then
Jack
dies?
Frost.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Was produced in 1997, a mere 1 year later. Another movie named Jack Frost needed to be made, where Michael Keaton is a horseshit dad but a rock star, and he dies, but had gifted his son a magical harmonica that he could hear anytime he played it, and it apparently resurrects him from the dead into a snowman that the kid had made when the kid finally gets around to playing the harmonica a year later. And Michael Keaton comes back as a snowman and helps his kid to process the trauma of his own dad's death before being like, cool, well, I'm back out again later.
He's a skating snowman too. He skates on ice.
Apparently it was like when if you're bad dad, all you need to do is die. And then when you come back, like you're good at everything. You can solve all the problems and ice skate.
Jack Frost.
Plus teach your kid how to play harmonica properly. Yeah. One year removed.
He didn't pick it up
Jack
very
Frost,
fast.
They produced Jack Frost. 1 single year.
Everyone's favorite movie, right? Santa with Muscles, starring Hulk Hogan in 1996. I think Joey has the trailer pulled up. I think it's a millionaire who flees from the cops or something, and he turns into Santa. Hulk Hogan. I mean, just
He is a man on.
He's on the run, right?
On the run, who was pretending to be Santa to flee the cops, then got hit, and then has amnesia where he thinks he's Santa.
Of course.
But he then thinks.
I've got to imagine the Hulkster crushes that.
Oh, he does. And then he goes and he thinks that Santa's job is to go clean the streets. All right. And then make the town a better place by kicking ass.
Of course.
Kick all those
Oscar
Martians
nomination, right?
Of course. I don't know. Like, I think it was.
In the season of Santa, there are two kinds of people.
Ron Howard's
naughty.
brother.
Hulk Hogan is Blake Thorne, and he's definitely naughty.
Shooting rocket launchers?
To make his getaway, he's going to make a mockery of the world's most beloved hero. But sometimes, the only way you can feel the spirit of Christmas
Where'd he go?
is to be hit over the head with it.
Santa! What? It's showtime.
Now, this confused bad boy is Santa, like you've never seen him before. A bearded basher of bad guys. A hero with a silly hat. A Robin Hood in red. And he's got 3 days to foil a band of evil scientists.
Assemble the team. We're
taking the orphanage.
Wait till Santa hears about this. He'll kick your butt to New Year's.
Hulk Hogan is Santa with an attitude.
Keep the milk and cookies warm.
Santa with some friends.
Wouldn't want to be on.
Santa with a mission.
How are we supposed to get over this?
And most of all, he's Santa with muscles.
They can't start Christmas without me.
What was that?
Can they?
There have been many Santas. There's only one named Hulk.
Well, all you had to do was knock.
Santa with muscles.
All he had to do was...
I cannot believe that was a.
How is this not already in our rotation, boys?
So he punched, it looked like a hockey puck into a man's mouth.
I'm pretty sure that my favorite thing is that there's just like two regular cops chasing him, and they're like, "What do we need for this car chase? A rocket launcher."
Yeah,
just
small town cops just like busting out a rocket.
And one of the evil people taking over an orphanage? Why would you take over an
It's always an orphanage.
Like,
It's always an orphanage.
And there's only the evil scientists. It's just like, throw that word in there.
What did that have to do with anything?
No.
There's science involved. Okay.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Just doing science.
Send in your least favorite or the craziest Christmas movie you could find.
Remember, Juice Junkies, you can listen to the show on all major podcast networks and YouTube. Please follow and rate the show and leave us a review through Apple, and we encourage you to follow YouTube and Spotify channels.
Yes, we do.
Merry Christmas, my friends. Hanukkah is late this year, so I think it's going to be after this one comes up, so I'll say Happy Hanukkah next week as well. Be a friend. Tell a friend about the podcast. Join our Juice Junkie community. Cody, back to you.
Yes, sir. That almost does it for us. It is CFP time, guys. Chris, how did we do last week? How did the wheel of D-Gen do? Who is picking first? And how are we doing it this week?
Fellas, so we're going CFP only for our picks this week.
CFP.
Hell yeah. And as far as orders, we got a 3-0 out there somewhere. Who we think got it? Wheel of D-Gen.
Wow.
Wheel of D-Gen. Cody, you are going last. You were 1 and 2. Then it'll be me 2 and 1, and Joey also 2 and 1. You go ahead and lead us off, buddy.
You know, this is the time of the season when it comes down to make or break picks. Okay.
Yes, it does.
I've got a feeling that I'm winning. I'm taking SMU plus 8.5 over Penn State. Penn State has done absolutely nothing this season to prove to me that they are worthy of being in the playoff and also having the easiest path to the championship. SMU proved more to me playing their asses off against Clemson last week. I think they're out to prove something, and I am not a Penn State fan. I'm going on the limb there. I could do something easy. I'm taking 8.5. Let's do it, SMU.
Give me Indiana plus 7.5 at Notre Dame. May as well be like next door to home field advantage for Indiana. Kurt Signetti has something special going on here. And also, let's not forget, Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois.
All right, guys, give me the Ohio State minus 7.5. Yeah. They've been hearing for weeks how awful they are, how this is going to be a comeback game, or they're going to get their shit kicked out of them. But I think they've had enough of what's been talked about. They're going to come out red hot. They're going to go balls to the walls, beat Tennessee.
So I'm going to take my over is going to be Clemson, Texas over 51.5. I think that's going to have to be. I think that's going to have to be a shootout. I think Texas is going to put up points. Clemson, you got to prove that you're there. 51.5 points seems kind of low for me. So I'm going for it.
I'm going to go ahead and go with SMU Penn State under 54.5. That is a lot of points. You are in Pennsylvania, out in the elements in late December. It is going to be cold. It is going to be miserable. I think it's going to be low scoring.
Dang. Give me the over on the Tennessee-Ohio State game again, guys. There's going to be a lot of points scored in that game. 46.5? Come on. And Ohio State's going to score a lot of them. Come on now.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I feel good about them Buckeyes. Bring us home. Last round.
All right. My last round's going to be an under on Indiana Notre Dame. No way they're going to score 52 points in that game. I mean, this is going to be a knockdown, drag out Big Ten. Even though Notre Dame is not a Big Ten team, they should be. And this is going to be a good old fashioned Notre Dame win it by 2. It's going to come down to it.
Okay.
I like your plus. I like your plus. I like your plus 7.5. It's going to come down to.
Fellas, I'm just going to be contrarian. Tennessee, Ohio State under 46.5. Same sort of thought process. Ohio is frozen right now. Yeah. And those Tennessee boys having to travel north. Ohio State's been struggling offensively pretty much all season when they stack up against stout teams. I think it's going to be a defensive battle. Suck it, McCoy.
Ouch.
I agree.
I'm taking Clemson plus 12. The 5-12 matchup in March Madness is always the biggest upset. Let's
hope it continues, brother. Let's hope it continues and we can prove to you that this is a good idea.
Okay. I like it.
Cody will die on that regardless of whether or not it's a good idea.
5-12. Let's see if
there's a 5-12 upset,
works.
you are going to like it. If a 5-12, but then also
if it's Clemson though,
I know exactly what I was gonna say. That proves your point where it's bullshit because it's fucking Clemson.
It's Clemson,
but still,
Chris.
Fellas, Wheel of D-Gen this week. We've got SMU at Penn State, Clemson at Texas, Tennessee at Ohio State. And as always, on the board, we've got over, we've got under, we've got home spread, away spread. And it's my turn to potentially take a shot.
How honest of you.
Let's give her a spin, boys. Under for SMU Penn State, under 54.5.
I bet that too. I'm in it with you.
That's the one that I picked. So Wheel of D-Gen likes me so far.
Okay.
Up next, Clemson at Texas. Over 51.5. Okay, who bet that? Nobody? Ooh. Oh yeah, Joey's got that. All right,
I got last. Let's go, baby. Come on, Wheel of D-Gen.
Tennessee, Ohio State under 46.5, all over the place. But
that was you.
Wheel of D-Gen has overlap with all of us.
Okay.
How
each
did
of their picks.
How
Wow,
did that happen?
That's kind of bananas.
You know what? I don't know what happened there, Joe.
Nailed it.
That we are still not using the Chat GPT.
I don't know how. Stay juicy.
Kendall works so hard.
Stay loose. Let's party.
Later, losers.
Later, losers. Suck it. Trebek, is that what we were? We're getting there every week. A little tighter every
Juice
week.
Boys out.
Juice Boys out. See you in the stands was one of them.
Oh, I like that, though. I did like
Gosh
that.
dang it. Merry Christmas to everyone. We will be together. We will try to figure something out.
That's
Chris
what
is
I was
drinking out of a moose right now. See if we can be in person. All three?
Believe in us. Believe in
No
us.
question mark. We will. We will be in person.
Tune in. Keep following. 2025 is going to be the year of the juice. We're going to explode, boys. So stay tuned. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Merry Christmas. We love you. Bye.
Bye.